Welcome to this training video on seeing the student view on Dr. Frost. So I'm going to log in as a student. This student is Joe Bloggs. He is not a real student, but for the sake of this demonstration, let's use him. So when we see Joe's dashboard, we can see he's got similar but not the same dashboard to you. So he's got a what to work on next section. He's got his homework section where he can reattempt a task, respond to some feedback, and then he's got a resources section down the bottom. So I want to show you how Joe can go ahead and use Dr. Frost to do some independent practice without you actually having to set him a homework task. So there are a few different ways that we've built this in on Dr. Frost, but the first one I'm going to show you is to simply click Start a Practice. Now, when he starts a practice, he's got 4 options just like you do. They're slightly different. He can start a practice by topic and select some key skills or some exam skills to practice. He can do some past paper practice. Remember that Joe has got access to all of the same past papers as you do as a teacher. He could do some times table practice, or he could do a cleanup exercise. So let's imagine that Joe wants to do some key skill practice on factorizing. So he'll select by topic, and then providing he knows how to drop down into the different topics as we do, then he can find his factorizing there. If he doesn't know how to do that, then he could always just go up to the top and start going on factorizing like this, and then he can still do the same route in. So there's factorizing, and he can click explore like this. So it's taken him to the same position. Once he's here, then depending on any kind of past activity that the students had on Dr. Frost, there will be indications of how well they've mastered each key skill. So it's quite clear for this student that they would be the 2 key skills that they might want to practice. Just the same as it is on your user when you're setting key skills to your students, the student can look at the examples, they can look at the videos using this link here. Once they've made their selection, they just need to click practice. And again, the same kind of options as you have. Let's just keep on going till I say. And then you can see here is the interface that the student is used to. So they can submit their questions, they can get up the side whiteboard and start working, and also they can watch the worked example like this. So this is a really great way, providing that the student knows the topic that they want to practice, that they can just go ahead and find some questions to do without you having to set them some work. Navigating back to the home, you will also see for the students that they are recommended some particular skills, again, based on recent activity on the website. So here there are 2 recommendations for the student. So Joe could just click factorize out a single term here, and that would take him back to the key skill interface as well. Now, if you set courses up, then you can assign your students to the course. And this is another way that the student could go ahead and find some independent practice. So Joe has been given the GCSE Higher course. And if he clicks on this, again, providing that he knows where he needs to, which unit he's working on, he can click into, I don't know, the area and volume unit, and he can go ahead and find some key skill practice in this setup. So that's now 3 different ways that the students themselves can find some individual practice to start. Now, if they're reflecting on their homework, then they can just click onto a homework that has been completed. So the tick here, I can see that the student has got 50%. So he could click into that. And then he's got some ways that he can interact with this task again. So up here, he can reattempt the task. He can see his answers and the correct answer. So in the situation where he's got the question wrong, he can give a comment to his teacher. But I want to draw your attention to the review button here. So this is a key skill K178C. He can click review like this. And again, that is taking him back to the factorizing. So within a particular homework task, the student can link that straight to some extra practice. And I think that can be really powerful for closing the gap in the student's understanding. Okay, so hopefully that's given you some insights into what the student's view is going to look like on Dr. Frost and how you can support them being independent and going and finding some extra questions to work on.